hello everyone, and hello everyone. Welcome back to the rest stop. In today's video, since I'm finally back home, I figured we could get our massage in, so just sit back and relax. I'm going to be doing soft spoken, of course, as you can tell. I think I'm going to focus on kind of mid-back and then wrapping around to the sides of the rib cage just a little bit. So I'm just going to do what I always do, try to get everything's connected. So, you know, if we have something that's too tight down here, that can cause issues up the chain and down, of course. Just want to try to get you relaxed. Going from both sides of the lower back, right above the sacrum. Just kind of scanning my way up. Erector spinae, run all the way up. To the base of the lats, connecting down here. Up and up and up and up and up. To your lats. I run the length of the torso. Some people's are shorter or longer, depending on the person. But typically, you know, from about here to here is where mine are, connecting to the bottom of the rib cage. The mid-trapezius over the rhomboids. Infra and supraspinatus on the shoulder blades. Rear delts, I know you can't see, but just on the back of your shoulder here. Other one. Sorry, I'm getting a phone call. And we'll do the traps right here. Again, just trying to get you to calm down, get your muscles to calm down. You might feel calm and at peace, but if you're having some muscle guarding going on, it's going to cause a little bit more pain, just a little bit during the actual massage, because I'll have to, you know, use more force with my hands. Everything is feeling pretty good. Nice and soft, pliable to work with, like a nice clay. I'm going to be sculpting. Your thoracic area. Okay. All right. So again, I'm working on this muscle here. You see, there's, you know, quite a bit of tissue just under the rear delt. All the way, it kind of runs in a curve-like pattern, wraps from here all the way down into here. Okay. So when we say like wings, we meant this tissue right there. Okay. I don't know how into anatomy or bodybuilding, weightlifting, fitness stuff that, you know, some of you guys might be, but if you've ever seen a bodybuilder do a lat spread, that's those muscles that are popping out looking like wings, okay? also what forms the V taper. So from your shoulder kind of down into your waist. The wider your shoulders, bigger your lats, the more your waist looks small and more aesthetic, okay? Just, there's no reason for that information other than kind of explaining the anatomy. All right. Your lats are primarily pulling muscles, okay? So when you're doing a row or a pull-up, you're using a lot of those lats, mostly your lats. And your biceps will act as secondary muscles to assist you on the way up, okay? All right, so again, starting on the lats, we're gonna focus on the lats here, right here. So this would be your shoulders, which is just out of frame, and below that, your lats would be right here. That's this tissue I'm holding, okay? So I'm gonna do just that. I'm gonna kind of work my way down the lats, and I can start to feel it come off of the side of the rib cage, the lateral side of the rib cage, and start to insert right about here, okay? So you don't have long lats. Yours are kind of insert higher up on the lower back than mine would, which is normal, it's fine. But I can feel it kind of triangle down into a point here and attach on just the sides of the lower back, okay? I'm gonna just do that a couple times. Just kind of squeeze my way down with my thumbs, almost like a crab would. I'm just searching along that tissue to make sure that there's nothing concerning or hung up. Feels all right. Yeah, that's good. Any pain? No? Okay, that's also good. I have really tight lats. So this would be a little painful, especially down here. My lats often take over the work of my rear delts and rhomboids because I'm overpowered. I'm OP in my lats compared to up here. So if I'm doing a pulling motion that is meant to target these, oftentimes it'll hit my mid traps and my lats instead of my rear delts. So I've been working on that, doing a lot more rear delt work specifically to avoid my lats. Lots of face pulls and such. Today I did a seated face pull with a kind of a row machine. So it takes my elbows up and it hits more of my rear delts than my lats. So that's good. If you had that problem, I would tell you the same thing. Work on those rear delts, mid-trap area, to try to even it out so your lats aren't doing all the work, but you don't seem to have that problem, at least. So I'm just gonna kind of work on each side, the interior of the lat. This is also hitting that mid-trapezius. Again, that kind of ties into where the lats sit on the outer side, okay? So, just in case you have, some tight mid-back stuff going on that restricts you from fully extending forward and engaging those lats, stretching the lats as opposed to this will help a little bit, okay? The left side and the right side. That feels pretty good. Feels pretty good. Just gonna kind of put some pressure on that mid-back. You might feel a couple pops. It's not what we're going for here, but it could happen. Okay. I'm just really putting pressure on the mid-traps. I know I was focusing on the lats, but they tie right in here, so it's a good thing to kind of hit both in conjunction. All right, so now I'm gonna work just the outside of my palm right here, that kind of hard bone, and work on the insertion point at the lower back, mid-lower back, where that lat inserts, okay? And hopefully when you're doing, your exercises, your weightlifting, whatever, you won't only feel it up here, but you'll feel it down here as well. And you want that. again, I don't know how much knowledge you guys have about fitness, exercise, bodybuilding, etc. But there's an effect called the Christmas tree. I'm gonna hit this right side now while I'm talking to you. There's an effect called the Christmas tree, which is just that. It looks just like a Christmas tree, especially when someone is very low body fat. You'll have where the lats insert above the lower back, kind of like this, like a swoop, and you can really see the cut of where the lower lat is inserted, okay? And on the inside, you'll be able to see the, almost like fingers. The lower lat pulls away, and you can see it reveals the actual lower back muscles. If you're interested in checking that out, look up lower back Christmas tree. I learned that from the Hodge twins about 15 years ago, Christmas tree action. So, I kind of work the whole lat. Use my hand, whole thing, working up, just trying to flush out and flush in some new blood. And speaking about blood, the thing that bothers me a lot about kind of the gimmicks and scams and whatever you want to call it about the fitness industry, and specifically the recovery aspect of the fitness industry, talking about stuck blood. That's nonsense, okay? If you had stuck blood, your blood cells will die, right? And all your cells in your body are constantly dying and being remade. So if you just had stuck blood, let's say in your lats, your tissue would die. So it's just kind of stupid. And in my opinion, not really my opinion, it's medical misinformation. It's not possible for your blood unless you have a condition where you have, let's say, like lymphedema or just any edema, which is pooling, especially in like the lower legs and the calves and your feet. Edema is just fluid buildup, okay? But that typically happens in people who are pretty sick. So if you're just a regular person and you're healthy, you don't have any kidney problems, you don't have lymphoma or something like that, which, by the way, lymph fluid is part of the circulatory system, right? I know this is getting away from massage stuff, but not really. Your circulatory system, your blood, and your lymph are connected. Your lymph is just your blood with the red blood cells removed. There might be a couple other things that I'm forgetting and not naming, but essentially your blood gets filtered into your lymphatic system, and your lymphatic system goes through the lymph nodes, what you have in your armpits, your neck, your chest, all over your body, your groin, literally everywhere. And your spleen, of course. And it cleans it out, filters it out. I can't remember how many liters of blood that we have and how many of those liters get filtered by the lymphatic system every day. It might be like 3 liters every single day that your blood gets filtered into the lymphatic system. I could be wrong, so again, take everything I'm saying with a grain of salt. But to say to a healthy person, your blood is stuck, it's not true. It's not true at all. To say to a healthy person, your lymph nodes, your lymphs need to be drained, it's not true. It's not true. Because your lymph nodes and your blood is constantly circulating. If you have a beating heart in your chest and you are a healthy individual without an underlying health condition that is causing pooling in the lymph system or the circulatory system concerning the blood, then you don't have stuck blood, okay? just get that out of the way. Again, there's conditions that make your blood pool. That doesn't mean that your blood is stuck. Your circulatory system is still pumping. But if you're unhealthy, when blood gets stuck or lymph gets stuck, it's because the one-way valves, that when your blood gets pushed up, there's a valve that closes and it can't go back down, okay? So those valves are often stuck or not working properly, and that causes the backflow of fluid, blood or lymph, whichever one. And that means that you have a condition that you need checked out. It doesn't mean that you need to go get a massage, okay? As always, this isn't medical advice. Just be aware of what people tell you to try to scare you into buying their product or service. One way that you can tell if you have some sort of edema is called pitting, and that occurs when you have a swollen part of your body, let's say your arm. If I were to press down and let go, you would have a little pit. You would have an indention left over because the fluid's getting pushed out, and then it fills back really slowly. So if that's happening to you, I'm pretty sure you need to go to the emergency room. But when I say, I'm trying to tie it all back to what I was referencing before. When I say I want to flush new blood in, I don't mean that your old blood is just sitting there, because it's not. It's not sitting there, okay? It's constantly being pumped its way of a heart. I'm talking about just flushing it out and getting more blood to rush back in, thus bringing more and more oxygen to help aid in recovery. Okay? I'm just gonna pat you down now. Just using my fingertips. Just kind of palpating the area. Okay? All right. Sorry about the floor. My house is old. Just gonna work that up towards your rear delts. All right. And I think that's gonna be all for today. So let me know how you feel down in the comments. Thank you all for being patient with me while I was at my grandparents' house taking care of them. Thank you all for watching. I will see you in the next one, and as always, please, please, please have a good rest.